And now, let's join ace broadcaster Mamode Akugha as he takes us inside the Niger Delta.
Hello out there and welcome to the program. It's Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region. I'm your regular host, Mamode Akugha. The succession controversy surrounding the WARRI stool is far from over, as the over 400 years old Oulu Crown has disappeared mysteriously from the palace. In our first report for today's package, we bring you the drama and intrigues playing out ahead of the coronation of Prince Shola Emiko as the 21st Oulu of Warri. Next in our lineup is a special report on a massive housing scheme rolled out by real estate giant Victoria Creek Gardens Estate to provide decent and affordable housing in Port Harcourt, the River State capital. And finally, in today's package, we take a look at the performance of Niger Delta athletes at the just concluded National Sports Festival in Edo State. Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region, will be back after this timeout. Don't go away.
Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, determined to make a difference.
Welcome back. It's Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region. As the Shekiri nation gears up for the installation of Prince Shola Emiko as the 21st Oulu of Warri, the alleged disappearance of the over 400 years old Oulu Crown is threatening to disrupt the coronation preparations. The crown, a gift from the King of Portugal, was allegedly removed from the OLU'S palace after it was boggled by unknown persons. The crowning, and indeed the high point of the coronation ceremony of Ogiame Ikenwole, the 20th Oulu of Warri, on the 12th of December 2015. Ogiame Ikenwole has now joined his ancestors, and a new Oulu, Prince Shola Emiko, is expected to be installed sometime in July this year. However, the royal crown, which will be an integral part of that ceremony, is allegedly missing. First worn by Ogiame Atuashe I, who was also known as Dom Domingos, who reigned from 1625 to 1643, the crown is said to be a parting gift from the King of Portugal after Dom Domingos completed his education in the European country sometime around 1611. It has been worn by the last 14 monarchs of Warri Kingdom. In a petition to security operatives titled Threat to Life, Breaking and Entering, Burglary, Theft of Royal Artifacts and Monuments, etc., and Conduct Likely to Breach Public Peace, the Warri Council of Chiefs and the OLU'S Advisory Council, through their lawyer Precious Friday & Co., pointed accusing fingers at Chief AYIRI EMAMI, Chief Richard Magre, Prince Oyowolo Emiko, Prince Omashuli Emiko, and their cohorts as possible culprits in the boggling of the OLU'S palace and eventual disappearance of royal artifacts and monuments, including the crown of the Oulu of Warri Kingdom. Egogo of Warri Kingdom, Chief Robinson Ario, says the Council of Chiefs had every justification to ask the security operatives to investigate Chief AYIRI EMAMI and his cohorts.
He's a person of interest because he had the keys to the strong room where these monuments were. He was the last person with the keys. The archive was not broken into, it was neatly opened, and the things made away with. There are a lot of valuable swords, caps, and what have you, beads, were all carted away.
Consequent upon the petition from the Warri Council of Chiefs, the Assistant Inspector General of Police, Zone 5 Headquarters, Benin City, Edo State, invited Chief AYIRI EMAMI for an interview on Monday, the 26th of April, 2021. As if to show that he has no skeleton in his cupboard, Chief AYIRI visited the police earlier on Friday, the 23rd of April, 2021, where he denied knowledge of the burglary incident on the OLU'S palace.
The invasion of the Oulu Palace, and that's why I was invited, which I told them I know nothing about. all the acts who invaded the palace.
Okay, sir,
And some things are missing in the palace. They want to know the whereabouts of those things. And I actually told them what I know.
Chief AYIRI says whatever misunderstanding that is currently going on with the Council of Chiefs was because he is insisting that laid-down procedures must be followed in the selection and installation of a new Olu of Warri Kingdom.
The person in question is my brother, is my friend. So it has no personal issue where you say AYIRI is not in support. Whatever we are doing as an Ichekiri, they are laid-down procedure. And that's what I am trying to do.
Chief AYIRI, who was recently suspended as OLU'S of Warri Kingdom, has not been able to perform any of the duties of that office. In a letter to the Giniwa 1 ruling house dated 15th of April 2021, the OLOGBOTSERE Eyimisa descendants are seeking a meeting to possibly resolve the crisis. In the meantime, all duties reserved for the OLOGBOTSERE are currently being performed by the Iyashere of Warri, Chief Johnson Amashurelege.
The OLOGBOTSERE family has their role. The Iyashere family has their own role. The role Chief Johnson is playing today, which is the Iyashere of Warri Kingdom, is playing the role of Iyashere as the most senior chief. As the most senior chief who came with the monarch in 1480 from Benin. The other issue of saying that he's playing the role of OLOGBOTSERE, no.
Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, who has finally condoled with the Ishekiri nation on the passing of Ogiame Ikenwole and congratulated Prince Shola Emiko on his emergence as Olu designate, has asked the different factions in the Warri Kingdom to amicably resolve their differences.
I want to urge that it is very important that the leadership as represented here will continue to do the best that they can to ensure that even they who may feel aggrieved are brought to be part of the majority decision.
In spite of the missing royal crown, the Warri Council of Chiefs is moving on with preparations for the burial of Ogiame Ikenwole and the coronation of Prince Shola Emiko, as they have formally inaugurated several committees to that effect on Saturday, April 24, 2021.
Is the smooth running of the burial rites of immediate past Olu and the coronation of a new Olu of Warri. That's what we want to achieve.
As the Nigerian nation awaits the eventual coronation of Prince Shola Emiko as the 21st Olu of Warri, it is hoped that the 400-year-old crown will somehow, some way, reappear in the Olu's palace in Warri.
Inside the Niger Delta. Heritage Bank. Service, performance, respect, integrity, innovation, tenacity, excellence. Heritage Bank, your timeless wealth partner. Azikel Group. Oil and gas, dredging, power and air transportation. Azikel Group. Petroleum product sufficiency, energy sustainability, and infrastructure development.
A massive housing scheme conceived to provide between 600 and 800 housing units of various categories commenced within the vicinity of Port Harcourt International Airport in the month of January this year. The brain behind the project, Victoria Creek Gardens Limited, says when completed, it will complement ongoing efforts to provide decent and affordable housing in the nation's treasure base. So today we have come to what is probably the biggest housing estate project in the entire Niger Delta region. It's the Victoria Creek Gardens Estate along the airport road in Port Harcourt, River State. It's going to house about 600 units of different types of accommodation. It's still at the teething stage, it's just beginning, and I want to take a tour of it today.
We don't just start building like that. we've done our soil test, and the soil test has revealed that there are some geotechnical and mechanical properties of the soil that we need to improve to rest our building. We've removed the unfavorable sand, the material that is not good, that is not fit for the intended purpose. So we've now added a granular material that has the mechanical property that we need to carry the building. It doesn't just stop like this. Level has been given, compaction will be done. There will be a mechanical densification of the soil using a compactor. There will be a compactor will come in, we compact very well. We make sure that the density required, which is minimum of 95% total density, is attained before we now do our blinding. The blinding is done. You can see the concrete, the surface, the blinding surface. It has been done. The subgrade is properly stabilized. So this is the actual base of the building. The actual foundation is the actual foundation work we are doing now. This is another stage in the foundation work. For this, as you rightly said, you can see the base is, all the parts are completed, the base are completed. And these ones, you see some small stripe foundation, the strip foundation, where the block walls will rest for the foundation, and the block wall is ongoing. For this building, we've backfilled. And you can see the material we are using to backfill now is a granular material, sharp sand. And not just backfilling, we backfill in stages and we do our compaction. The casting of this one is done. The DPC casting has been completed. And you can see the ground floor column. Yes, we are coupling it. What we are doing here in Victoria Creek Garden Estate is a frame structure system. We are framing our structure. So all these structural elements will be completed before we start the partitioning with the blocks. Most of our buildings are on flat slab. Okay. So we are using the panel system, you understand, to make sure that we meet up as per the speed of work. So we internalize most of our beams and we are working on flat slabs. What we use here are props and girders to make sure that for the beams, then before we start our full slab system, they are made in Germany. They are all Perry materials. All the materials, we got it from Perry. We call it Perry panels. For this building, we are almost prepared for the slabs. We are now concentrating on the beams. You can see by people over there working on the beams. We are working on the beams. This is the first flight of the staircase. So we need to prepare the first flight of the staircase with the partitioning wall so that we can be able to return the second flight that will take us fully to the first floor. Fencing work, we've gone almost 50%. But we are not doing ordinary fencing work with the block work. What we are doing in this estate is a earth retaining wall to be able to enable us to do the filling we are doing here. You can see the level here is different from the level here. And secondly, to make sure that water from this side doesn't come here. Yes, it's an earth retaining wall that is watertight.
All right, so we are at the block molding industry inside the estate because I'm told that they're making their own blocks. Why is that?
The idea is to produce good quality for the development of the houses. You know, we try to guard against cracks on the wall of the building. So we need to make sure that quality is top-notch in the production. So
this is one of the roads leading into the estate. It's under construction as we speak. So tell us about road infrastructure in this estate.
Okay, we have 4 major entrances into the estate, and this is one of the first entrances to the estate. This is about 400 meters long inside and 19 meters wide. All the roads inside the estate are dual carriage road. It's going to be finished with asphalt. As you can see, the roads are under construction right now. So we have internal roads. The total roads within the estate is about 10 kilometers.
This is a full-fledged police station put together by the Victoria Creek Gardens Estate to provide security for residents and for the area completely. Tell me, you needed to first build this. I mean, you have not put any building standing, but you put the police station together.
Yes, the idea is to tell our incoming residents that we have their security at heart, not just selling houses. So we first of all put the police station to let them know that we are really, really serious.
You recall that some time ago rivers used to be very scary to investors, but for some time now we've been able to stabilize rivers, and investors are being attracted to come to Rivers State, one of which is the Victoria Creek Gardens Estate. I can assure you that we're going to do our best to ensure that your investment is protected, not only your investment, the communities around that houses, motorists, anybody using that houses can be sure of adequate security, because we have deployed a puff adder to that houses, and the puff adder is an operational outfit, that responds swiftly to distress situations and calls. Those who are even coming to state, I think they are better for it, because with the presence of police station, they are not just a police station, an active police station that is there, a tactical unit that is there, then they have no cause for fear at all.
I'm here now with the Chief Executive of the Victoria Creek Gardens Estate, Mr. Michael Amadi Owu. Welcome.
Thank you, welcome.
What is the concept behind Victoria Creek Gardens Estate?
Okay, Victoria Creek Garden Estate was born out of the love for my place, Rivers State. So the idea about Victoria Creek Garden Estate is to develop an urban wonder in the Niger Delta, not just Rivers State. So we decided to also put Victoria Creek Garden Estate in the new Port Harcourt city layout to build luxury, affordable luxury. I call that affordable luxury for everybody within the Niger Delta. So far, Victoria Creek Garden Estate is going to be housing over 800 plus houses. We have 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 5-bedroom semi-detached, 5-bedroom detached, and all infrastructures in place.
Where are you getting the funds to finance this project?
I've always believed that if you're able to visualize it, you can bring it to pass. Like the Bible says, when you write your vision, then everything is possible. Basically, the project is self-funded. It's a private project. We are not accessing funds from anybody. We are taking it gradually, and by the grace of God, we are meeting up our expectation. The project is divided into 3 phases. We're in the phase 1. The phase 1 is embedded into the infrastructure, the block of flats, the road, the police station, which we've already built. And so far, we have about 7 foundations coming up simultaneously. And two of the buildings are getting to the first floor. And we are on the phase 1 process, which we intend to wrap up within the next 8 months so that we can have lives around. The project is designed in such a way that when we finish a phase, people start living automatically.
Yeah, well, you said it's affordable. How affordable is affordable?
Affordable is quite affordable for the middle class, the average middle class, the high-end income class. So affordable is starting price of 10 million naira for a land, and then ranging down to 65 million naira and so on. But as we progress, prices are changing because we also put into consideration cost of raw materials we use to construct.
There are people who say that the Rivers State government is involved in this project, or even maybe the governor himself, Governor Nyesom Wike, is a part owner and part investor in this project. Is that true?
Okay, I heard that rumor a lot, and it's quite funny when I heard that. We try to underestimate Rivers people. We have a lot of things we can do. All we need to do is to believe in ourselves, apart from the regular politics. We have a lot of great minds in Rivers State. I've met and I've interacted with a lot of people. This project is a private-owned project, I repeat again. It's a private-owned project. The project is owned by Victoria Creek Garden Estate, and it is being masterminded by young men, not part of Rivers State government is involved in this project, and it's being powered by Ampa Construction, which is the developer of this project. The only thing, the cooperation, yes, we've enjoyed the cooperation ranging from the approvals we needed to come here. At the point we started development, we were scared, but it's different from what we hear out there. If you don't try it, you will never get to know what's happening. We had cooperation from the greater Port Harcourt, we have cooperation from the local government, we have cooperation from the Ministry of Survey down to the government area. So basically, we've also approached the government. It's something that they might be interested in buying for some high-level civil servants. So is a win-win deal. That's part of, we see that part as support from them buying into the project, because it's something that is for Rivers people and for Rivers people. Like, I want to create a slogan: invest in Rivers State if you love Rivers State.
Well, there you have it. Everything you need to know about Victoria Creek Gardens Estate in the city of Port Harcourt, Rivers State. Mr. Amadi, thank you so much for talking to us on Inside the Niger Delta.
Thank you very much.
Inside the Niger Delta. Introducing from the heart of Nigeria's Niger Delta region, a residential estate like no other, Victoria Creek Gardens Estate, VCG2, Airport Road, Port Harcourt, River State. A blend of aesthetics, functionality and simplicity, built into 600 units of safe and comfortable accommodation. Located in an urban serene environment, VCG2 Estate is just 5 minutes away from the Port Harcourt International Airport. It features an already built police station, a shopping mall, hospital, hotel, cinema, club, gym, playground and many other facilities for your comfort. Purchase a home at our irresistible offer today for you and your family, or just simply invest in our real estate for a fantastic return on investments. For more information, call us on 070-410-01558 or visit our office at Plot 14, Woji Road, GRA Phase 2, Port Harcourt. Victoria Creek Gardens Estate, oasis in the garden.
At the just concluded National Sports Festival, hosted by Edo State, 4 South-South states of Delta, Edo, Bayelsa and Rivers came tops for the opt-in time with a harvest of medals in various games. In their reaction to this development, sports writers in the Niger Delta are calling on state governments to invest more in sports, which they describe as a low-hanging fruit for socio-economic transformation of the region. Correspondent Lovely Ofigu has the report.
The 20th edition of the National Sports Festival, tagged Edo 2020, attracted athletes from 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory who locked horns in several games to prove their mettle. At the end of the keenly contested games, Delta State emerged overall winner with a whole of 158 golds, 116 silver and 112 bronze medals, while Edo, Bayelsa and Rivers followed in that order.
What does that tell you? Niger Delta is a home of sports. Now for a region that boasts of this number of athletes, with this number of gold medals at the end of a competition of this magnitude, if you actually apply it, if they actually have the conducive environment to practice their trade, what that means is that Niger Delta will continue to swim in billions of not just naira but dollars.
The sterling performance of athletes indigenous to the Niger Delta at the Biennial Sports Festival comes as no surprise to sports enthusiasts across the country. The Niger Delta is richly endowed with talents in various sporting activities as well as the performing arts. Since the National Sports Festival was first organized in 1973, athletes from the region have consistently strode their stuff as champions of all times. Beyond the euphoria greeting the impressive outing of Niger Delta athletes at the National Sports Festival, sports writers are not comfortable with a declining enthusiasm in sports administration across the region. Unlike in the past, when state governments made deliberate policies to identify and nurture young talents, the athletes are now left with the option of making personal efforts to realize their individual potentials.
I think it's as a result of personal effort. If you take, for example, the swimmer that won about 15 medals from Bayelsa State, she won a couple of gold medals, silver and bronze. What are the kind of facilities that she has to train with? You go to Bayelsa State, for example, I doubt if they have an Olympic side swimming pool. I doubt if they have the technical know-how to groom and develop the swimmer to a continental champion and a world champion.
The collective submission of sports enthusiasts is that sports administration in the Niger Delta and indeed nationwide is on a retrogressive scale. For the Niger Delta, which has a comparative advantage in sports, state governments in the region are enjoined to take advantage of the pool of budding talents in the region by increasing their investments in sports development and formulating the right policies to locate and nudge abundant talents in the region to international limelight. Of the total 1,971 medals up for grabs at the 20th edition of the National Sports Festival, the Niger Delta athletes carted away 1,266 medals, leaving 705 medals for their counterparts across the country.
The overall winner with gold is the Big Heart, Delta State.
Stand up for the champions, stand up.
Inside the Niger Delta.
And with that report, we draw the curtain on the program. Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region, will be back same time, same station next week. Until then, you can follow us on our social media handles showing right now on your screen. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, NDN TV Nigeria, for these stories and many more on the Niger Delta. Until next week, I am Mamode Akugha, thanking you for staying with us. Bye for now.